and the exhaust stroke. Okay, so yan yung sa Otto cycle. And kung mapapansin natin, merong heat added from the hot reservoir and then heat released to the cold reservoir. And then syempre itong engine na to will do work. Okay, will do work, no? So that's the cycle. And in number 7, we want to calculate the theoretical efficiency for an Otto cycle engine with gamma yan dapat. Gamma is equal to 1.40 and compression ratio na 9.50. Okay, so mangyayari, if this engine takes heat, so kumbaga meron kang QH is equal to 10,000 joules of heat from burning its fuel. So yun nga, yun yung ignition part, right? So sa ignition part is pag binurn mo yung fuel, magkakaroon ng heat added, okay, na 10,000 joules. So how much heat does it discard to the outside air? So ano daw yung QM? Okay, so this is your Otto cycle. And remember, sa Otto cycle, okay, sa Otto cycle, is siguro balikan lang natin ng konti. So sa Otto cycle is yung QH, kasi ang ginawa natin, di ba? QH is equal to, ang mangyayari kasi is muna, is magkakaroon siya ng, kasi di ba doon sa ignition part, ano kasi siya constant volume, right? So constant volume siya. Remember yung graph kanina, siguro copy-paste natin. Okay? So, ito siya. Ngayon, ang mangyayari is, dito sa part na to, B to C, okay, kumbaga doon sa ignition part, hindi magbabago yung, yung volume, tataas lang yung pressure. Okay, so mangyayari is that sa ignition part, yung QH ngayon is equal to NCV tapos delta T. Kumbaga parang yung temperature niya sa C and temperature niya sa B. So T sub C minus T sub B. Right? So that's your QH. Kumbaga parang nagkaroon siya ng change in temperature because of the heat added. Okay, during the ignition stage. Right? So, nangyari after the compression stroke, magkaroon ka ng heat added, ano nangyari sa temperature? Tumaas. And as a result, at constant volume, the result of that increase in temperature is increase in pressure. No? According dito sa PV diagram natin. And also, dito sa exhaust stroke, nung naglabas siya ng heat, syempre bumaba yung temperature niya. And as a consequence, bumaba yung pressure. Okay? At constant volume. So, ibig sabihin, QL is equal to NCV and then T sub A. Okay, T sub A minus T sub T. Okay, malinaw ba? So, ngayon, paano ba? Okay, remember, di ba, efficiency is equal to work done per heat added. Kumbaga parang, ano yung work done na nagagawa ng heat engine? Okay, per heat added from the hot reservoir. So, yun yung magsusukat nung ano niya, nung thermal efficiency niya. So, since the work done is equal to QH minus QL, so yung absolute, okay? So, lagyan mo na lang kung gusto mo. So, mangyayari is E is equal to QH minus QL all over QH. Okay, and after that, so magiging 1 minus QL over QH. Okay? So, yan yung efficiency. And Siyempre, meron na tayong QH and QC. So, QH and QL. Pwede na natin siya ilagay to calculate the efficiency of this Otto cycle engine, no? Engine na nag-undergo ng Otto cycle. So, ang gagawin mo is equal to 1 minus QL is QL ano ba yung QL? Dapat ilagay ko na. NCV tapos TA minus T sub D all over NCV T sub C. Okay, T sub C minus T sub B. Okay, ganyan siya. Ngayon, kung mapapansin natin, this one is greater than to 0. Bakit? Kasi tumaas yung temperature. Okay? T sub C is greater than T sub B. Tumaas yung temperature dito sa ignition stage. Remember, this is the ignition stage. Tapos, ito naman is less than 0. Kasi T sub A is less than T sub B, T sub D. Okay? Kasi nga, ito ay sa exhaust stage, right? Kasi nilabas mo yung heat eh. So, ibig sabihin, bumaba yung temperature. Okay? So, mangyayari, for this to be guaranteed to be positive, pagbalik ta rin natin para alisin na natin yung absolute. So, ang gagawin natin is equal to 1 minus, cancel na yung NCV. No? Wala na yan. So, gawin natin T sub A minus T sub D over T sub B minus T sub C. Okay? So, guaranteed na yan na this term is greater than to 0. So, hindi na siya negative. So, ang gawin natin is algebra na natin, T sub B minus T sub C minus T sub A plus T sub D all over T sub B minus T sub C. Okay? Tapos, ano yung mangyayari? Ito na siya actually, no? This is the efficiency. Okay, this is the efficiency, no? Okay, and then next is ano pa ba? Okay. Tama ba tayo nung move? Okay, so this is correct. Now, ang gagawin natin is pansinin naman natin yung sa compression stroke at saka sa power stroke. Kumbaga, dito sa adiabatic compression, this is an adiabatic compression. Kasi no heat added and no heat released, right? So adiabatic compression. And also you have the adiabatic expansion. Okay, so ginawa na natin ito before pero i-recall lang natin ano yung ginawa natin. So, what will happen is, gamitin lang natin yung equations ng adiabatic process, which is na-derive na natin before din. So, ang gagawin natin is, syempre, itong initial and final volume. Initial and final volume. Kasi remember, kung mapapansin natin dito, V sub B, no? Yung volume niya sa B ay equal sa volume sa C. At yung volume sa D, equal yung volume sa A. Tama? Okay, so ibig sabihin, and also, yung amount of compression is determined by the compression ratio. Okay, so the amount of compression and expansion is determined by the compression ratio. And ano yung compression ratio? So, ang compression ratio is compression ratio. Compression ratio R. Okay? So, yung R na nakita natin kanina sa given, yan yung compression ratio. So, that's the amount of compression and expansion during the Otto cycle. So, ibig sabihin, from V, magiging R times V. Okay? So, that's the compression. And we expect na yung R na to is paano ba? Yung R na yan is pang I mean ano, kumbaga parang less than 1, greater than to 0. Kasi compression siya eh, compression, no? Compression. Ay hindi, mali. Ano siya, it can take any values. Mangyayari lang is paano ba to? Compression ratio, pero parang siya yung amount of inexpanded. So, ang mangyayari is that okay, parang siya yung amount of expanded. Kumbaga parang we expect na yung R times V is greater than to V. Gets mo ba? Pero tawag sa kanya compression ratio. Kumbaga parang medyo confusing lang, no? So, kumbaga ang gagawin natin is that yung V sub A is greater than to V sub B kasi 'di ba? Mangyayari lang yan is from V sub A, ito ang process V sub A to V sub B. Tapos after that, meron kang V sub C to V sub D. Okay, so this is the compression part and this is the expansion. Okay, so compression and expansion. So during the compression, we expect na yung V sub A is equal to R times V and V sub B is equal to V. Samantalang dito sa kabila, you have V sub C. Na-establish natin yung mga equalities kanina, I think. Nasaan yun? Ay, hindi ko nasulat. So yung V sub C is equal sa V sub B. Okay, kaya V din to. Tapos yung V sub D is equal sa V sub A. So magiging R times V. Gets mo ba? So nagkaroon ng compression, and then expansion. Okay? Ganun yung mga nangyari. Okay? So ngayon, ang gawin natin is lagay na natin sa equations ng adiabatic process. Okay, so you have T sub A, V sub A, gamma minus 1 is equal to T sub B, V sub B, gamma minus 1. Okay, ganun din yung isa. So dito sa isa, you have T sub D, you have T sub C, V sub C, gamma minus 1 is equal to T sub D, and then V sub D, gamma minus 1. Okay, so ilagay natin. Sa paglilagay natin siya, magiging T sub A, VA is R times V is gamma minus 1 is equal to T sub B. Tapos yung B naman is V, then gamma minus 1. How about this? So this one becomes T sub C, V, gamma minus 1 is equal to T sub D. Then V sub D is R times V, gamma minus 1. Okay? So ibig sabihin may malalagay na tayo dito sa equation ng efficiency. We just have to solve for each, no? Kasi 'di ba, papalitan lang natin siya. Okay, yung T sub A lagay mo in terms of T sub B, tapos yung T sub C in terms of T sub D. Okay, kaya ang mangyayari is that after substituting these equations, okay, after substituting these equations to thermal efficiency, so substitute the equations to thermal efficiency. So we have magkakaroon tayo ng E is equal to T sub D minus T sub A. Bali, ito na yung result. R gamma minus 1 all over T sub D minus T sub A R raised to gamma minus 1. Okay? Tapos, kung mapapansin mo, wala na to. Wala na to, di ba? Cancelled na to. No? Kaya ano na lang matitira? Matitira na lang is E is equal to R pala to, gamma tuloy. R to. So matitira na lang is R gamma minus 1 over R gamma minus 1. Then minus 1 over R raised to gamma minus 1. Parang pareho lang to, no? Diba? So magiging 1. Kaya E is equal to 1 minus 1 over R gamma minus 1. Ngayon, masusukat na natin kung ano yung thermal efficiency ng Otto cycle. So 1 minus, based dito sa tanong, you have gamma which is 1.40 and yung compression ratio is 9.50. So ibig sabihin, yung during the adiabatic expansion, mag-expand siya ng 9 times or 9.50 times of the original volume. Tapos during the compression stroke, magko-compress siya ng 9.50 times less doon sa original volume. Gets ba? So ganun siya. Okay, kaya magiging 9.50 raised to 1.40 minus 1. Okay, ano sagot dyan? Okay, 0.594. Okay, 0.55. Okay, ibig sabihin that is 59.40%. Okay, so ibig sabihin 59.40% of the heat added is converted into work. Okay, 59.40% of the heat added is converted into work. Okay? So, converted into work. Okay, and bali 41 point, or 40, parang di ba 40.60%, right? Okay, percent of the heat added is discarded. Ito yung Q sub L. Okay? So, nice. Okay, next is So, malaki pa rin, di ba? Pero at least half, no? Half nung heat added is, or more than half nung heat added is nako-convert dito sa work. So, a refrigerator has a coefficient of performance of 2.25. So, question number 8. So, meron siyang coefficient of performance na K, which is 2.25. Okay, runs on an input of 135 watts of electrical power. So, 135 watts. So, para magkaroon ka ng sense nitong given, convert mo siya sa 135 joules per second. Okay? And keeps it inside compartment at 5 degrees Celsius. So, ibig sabihin, yung T low is 5 degrees Celsius. If you put a dozen of 1.0 liter plastic bottles of water at 31 degrees Celsius into the refrigerator, let's draw the situation para mas ma-appreciate natin. So, kung ito yung refrigerator, okay, ito yung refrigerator. Paano ba gumagana yung refrigerator? Remember, gagawa tayo ng work dito sa refrigerator, right? So, kumbaga parang kailangan meron kang work done dito sa refrigerator para nang sa ganun, magkaroon siya ng heat discarded. Yan yung mahalaga sa kanya, heat discarded. Okay? Tapos, paano ba? So, meron kang work done, then heat discarded. Tapos, isa, na-appreciate ko yung appreciate natin yung refrigerator. Kumaga parang, di ba, okay, sige, reviewin natin yung refrigerator. Medyo malayo na siya. Okay, mali. Kaya pala hindi ko ma-appreciate. Hindi ganito siya. So, pag meron kang work done dito, ang gagawin mo is, yung inside ng refrigerator is, magkakaroon ka ng heat release. Okay, tama lang. Pinagbaliktad ko lang. Sus, ganyan siya. Okay, or pwede yung ginawa ko kanina. Okay, ganito. Okay, so dito is Q sub H. Okay, that's your Q sub H. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung parang ano ba? Yung inside, which is, siguro parang mas tamang diagram kasi mahirap to ma-appreciate. Siguro mas tamang diagram is if this is the refrigerator. Okay, tapos ito yung kumbaga parang ito yung inside the refrigerator, inside the refrigerator. Ito yung parang tatayong cold reservoir. Okay, yan yung magiging cold reservoir. Okay, cold reservoir. Tapos, dito naman is outside the refrigerator. Kumbaga, ito ay air at temperature T. T sub H. Tapos yung inside the refrigerator is merong temperature na T sub L. Okay, kaya pag gumawa ka ng work done dito sa refrigerator, o yung refrigerator gagawa ng work done, kukuha siya ng heat inside the refrigerator or the inside ng compartment, right? So, Q sub L. Tapos sa mangyayari is, outside, i-expel niya yung outside. Oo. Kumbaga parang it seems na at first glance, it violates the laws of thermodynamics. Kasi kukuha ka ng heat sa cold reservoir. Kukuha ka ng heat sa mas malamig na environment. Tapos i-release mo siya sa mas mainit. Di ba dapat baliktad? Kukuha ka ng yung heat magpo-flow from hot system to cold system. Pero dito, nangyayari is, you're making the heat flow from cold system to hot system. Baliktad. Pero syempre, it doesn't mean na mababiolate na natin yung thermodynamics kasi ang ginagawa mo dito is gumagawa ka ng work done. Okay? Para mangyari siya. So, ibig sabihin, hindi pa rin na-violate yung second law of thermodynamics. Okay? So, ito yung principle ng refrigerator. Kumbaga parang reverse siya ng heat engine. Okay, reverse siya ng heat engine. Okay, so meron na tayong sketch ng refrigerator. And let's say, ito nga yung inside. This is the inside of the refrigerator. And you have, ano nga ba yung tanong? So you have a bottle of water. Okay, you have a bottle of water. Okay, inside. And yung bottle of water na yan is 1 liter. So meron siyang volume V. So yung volume niya is 1 liter. Plastic bottles of water at 31 degrees Celsius. So meron din siyang temperature, T sub bottle. Okay, so T sub bottle is equal to 31 degrees Celsius. Mainit-init siya, no? Into this refrigerator. How long will it take for them to be cooled down to 5 degrees Celsius? Kasi 'di ba, yung loob ng refrigerator which is T sub L, okay, T sub L which is 5 degrees Celsius, we expect na after some time, the inside of the refrigerator and this bottle of water will have equal temperature. Tama ba? Marireach din nila yung equilibrium. So, ibig sabihin, after some time, the bottle of water and the inside of the refrigerator uh, will reach thermal equilibrium, right? Thermal equilibrium. So, marireach din nila yan. Pero ang tanong is gano'ng katagal? Ano yung time? Ano yung time na sinasabi to reach that thermal equilibrium? Okay, so yun yung, ayun nga. Ah, siguro kasi 'di ba? Pero siguro ano, kasi 'di ba ang binigay is coefficient of performance. So, ngayon ang gagawin mo muna is firstly, paano mo malalaman yung type, no? So, for you to have a sense kung paano mo malalaman yung type is ang gagawin muna natin, alam mo yung initial temperatures nila. Ay, hindi. Ay, hindi pala sila, hindi niya ma-reach yung thermal, kasi, ang mangyayari kasi tuloy-tuloy ito eh. Ang dali. Oo, tama. Um, magiging 5 degrees Celsius siya. Hindi bababa yung temperature of yung inside temperature, it is important to take note na yung inside temperature will not drop. Kasi 'di ba, ano ba yung initial knowledge natin? System A, let's say system A is 5 degrees Celsius, system B is 10 degrees Celsius. After some time, magiging pantay na sila, 'di ba? Let's say 8 degrees Celsius, 8 degrees Celsius. Right? Kumbaga parang yung isa bumaba, yung isa tumaas. Pero, pero, dito sa refrigerator, bababa yung temperature ng bottle of water, pero hindi yung refrigerator. Hindi siya tataas. Bakit? Kasi this is a refrigerator. Kumbaga tuloy-tuloy yung pag-expel ng heat sa outside environment. So as a consequence, hindi bababa yung temperature ng loob. Gets ba? Oo. Di bababa. Okay? So paano natin siya malalaman? So, medyo challenging pala to, no? Ignore any heat that leaves the plastic. Paano kaya to? Siguro, ang gagawin muna natin is that may difference ng temperature eh, di ba? May difference. So, ibig sabihin, merong heat release, right? Sa inside, no? Merong heat release. At yung heat release na yan, kumbaga parang yung heat required. The heat release uh, for the temperature of bottle of water to decrease is Q is equal to meron siyang ano, 'di ba? May volume siya, no? So ibig sabihin MC ng water delta T. Gets mo ba? MC delta T. Ngayon, yung density ng water is equal to mass ng water divided by its volume, right? So ibig sabihin, mass is equal to density of water times its volume. So palitan mo na lang. Kasi ang given kasi volume eh. So rho ng water, its volume, CW, yung specific heat niya, times delta T. Gets ba? So that's the C. Okay, ngayon paano kaya natin malalaman yung time? Malalaman siguro natin yung time kapag tinignan natin yung input work. Kasi ano ba yung work na, or ano ba yung power na ina-exert niya? Kasi remember, merong work done dito sa refrigerator. And yung work done niya per second is 135 watts. Okay, so ano ba ibig sabihin nitong 135 watts? So ibig sabihin ng 135 watts of power is that there's a 135 joules of work done. Okay, so 135 okay, of work done on the refrigerator. Yung alin? Yung alin? 5 hindi. Ano, ang gagawin mo muna dyan is, pansinin muna natin yung power. Kasi 'di ba parang, okay, alam mo na kung ano yung heat release dito, no? So, heat release. So, ang gagawin mo muna dyan is, intindihin mo muna yung power. So, yung power is 135 watts. So, ibig sabihin, yung gumagawa tayo ng work done sa refrigerator ng 135 joules per second. Okay? Kaya this one is 135 joules per second. Okay? Yan yung ginagawa niyang work, no? Ngayon, ang gagawin mo is that, so if you know the work done, okay? So if you know the work done, 'di ba, is equal to the work done for the refrigerator is uh, QH minus Q sub C. Okay? So that's the work done, no? So ang gagawin mo is, kumbaga parang ang sinusukat mo diyan is syempre hindi naman lahat ng QL, kumbaga parang hindi lahat nare-release sa outside. Okay? So or parang ano ba? Paano ba natin siya intindihin? Ito yung heat removing. Okay? So ano ba? Galing. Express muna natin siya yung katulad ng kanina. 'Di ba meron kang QH minus Q sub C. Okay, ito din yung sinulat ko kanina. QH minus Q sub C. Yan yung kanina. So dito, ang nature kasi nito is that uh, for the refrigerator, Q sub C is positive. Kanina sa heat engine, negative yan. Kasi, ano ba? Q sub C, Q sub L. Okay, kasi, ang mangyayari kasi, itong Q sub L na to, is, ano siya, pumasok siya doon sa engine ay pumasok siya doon sa refrigerator Ay dito sa bilog kumbaga dito. Okay, kaya positive siya. Gets mo ba? Tapos yung QH, negative. Kasi lumabas siya. So, hindi, ang mangyayari, if yung QH i-minus ko sa QL na hindi ina-absolute, ibig sabihin, for refrigerator, the work done is negative. Kasi nga, ikaw yung gumagawa ng work done sa kanya. Right? So, negative siya. The work is done on the engine. Ay, on the refrigerator. Okay? So, yan yung nature. No? So, alam mo na yung work done. Right? So, alam mo na yung work done. Gets mo ba so far? Okay, so, ngayon, dahil alam mo na yung power, kasi alam mo na yung work done per second, ibig sabihin, malalaman mo na rin ano yung heat remove sa refrigerator at yung heat release sa outside ng refrigerator per second. Okay, you just have to divide this by, gagawin mo lang siyang ganito, dW over dt is equal to dQH over dt minus dQL over dt. Gets mo ba? Okay, so, okay, oh. And then from that, di ba? Pero actually, itong dW over dt is exactly the power. Di ba? So di ba power now is equal to dQH. Yeah, malapit na tayo. Over dt minus dQL over dt. Ayan, alam mo na siya. Okay, ngayon, eh, well, ano ba tong QH na to? Okay, so dito pa lang tayo. Nandito pa lang tayo. Okay, and then, paano natin siya i-relate dun sa bottle sa loob? Kasi, di ba, ang gagawin kasi niya is that, itong heat na to, na nilalabas dito sa bottle na to, is yan yung malalabas dito sa refrigerator. Right? Okay, so ibig sabihin, yung QL is this. This is the QL. Okay? That is the QL. And then after that, hindi mo na lang alam yung QH. Malalaman mo na yung QL eh. So for QL, bali ilalagay mo na lang siya dito. Kasi ang goal mo kasi ma-solve yung T. So power now is equal to, pwede mo nang gawin siyang ganito. Kung gusto mo. So 'di ba parang you have D over dt, 'di ba, ng QH minus QL, tama? So ibig sabihin, power is equal to uh paano ba? This one, no? So kasi tama. QH minus QL, bigyan mo na lang na absolute, over delta T. Gets mo? Okay, kasi yung QH, yung QL na yan is ito na yung heat, total heat release by the bottle. And thus, released by the bottle to the, o kumbaga parang, yan na yung heat na nakuha mo sa loob, no, ng refrigerator. So, released by the bottle or QL. Kasi, yan na yung heat inside the refrigerator. Yan yung kinuha mo. Okay, so, ano pa ba? O yan yung kinuha sa loob ng refrigerator. Ngayon, paano mo malalaman yung heat released to the environment? Ito, yung QH. So, paano mo malalaman yung QH? So, malalaman mo yung QH from the work done, from the coefficient of performance. Okay. Ang coefficient of performance kasi is Q sub C over absolute ng work done. So, ibig sabihin, kumbaga, ang sinusukat mo kasi dito is yung amount of heat na nakukuha mo inside the refrigerator per work done. Okay? Yan yung sinusukat mo dyan. Okay? And then from this, pwede mo na siyang i-expand. So, ang gagawin mo is QH minus Q sub C, Q sub L. Ano ba yan? Okay? Minus Q sub L. Okay? So, gagawin mo, solve mo yung Q sub H. So, Q sub H minus Q sub L is equal to Q sub L over K. So, ibig sabihin, Q sub H is equal to Q sub L over K. Tapos, medyo hindi pala accurate yung sinabi ko dito kanina. Kasi dapat, yung heat kasi na parang yung heat na kinukuha mo dun sa bottle, yan yung QL. Yan yung heat remove inside. Okay? Yan yung heat remove inside. Tapos yung QH, iba pa siya dun sa QH. Yung QH, yan yung nare-release mo outside the refrigerator. Yung QH is yan yung parang nararamdaman mo mainit sa likod ng refrigerator. Oo. Yes, oo. Kumbaga parang yung heat na kinukuha niya doon sa inside the refrigerator. Okay. Oo, yun. Kasi yun yung kinukuha mo sa loob ng refrigerator eh. Pero yung heat na kinukuha mo sa loob ng refrigerator, hindi exactly equal yun doon sa heat na nare-release mo sa environment. Gets mo? Kasi nga meron siyang coefficient of performance. Oo. So, ganun siya gumagana. No? So, anyway, lipat mo lang plus Q sub N. So, ayan na. Meron ka ng Q sub H. Ngayon, ang gagawin mo dito is um, solve mo yung delta T from this P. So, delta T is equal to QH minus QL over P. Okay? Tapos, ang gagawin mo is substitute mo lang muna yung Q sub H, which is, ang gagawin mo muna is isa-isahin mo 1 over P QH minus 1 over P QL. Tapos, lagay mo yung QH. So, yung QH is 1 over P QL over K plus QL minus 1 over P QL. Uy, mukhang may makakancel ka, no? So, ang gagawin mo, QL over P times K minus QL plus QL over P minus QL over P. So, wala na to. So, matitira na lang is delta T is equal to QL, okay, over P times K. Okay, gets mo ba? Okay. So, ano yung QL? QL, alam mo na yan. Yung QL is yan yung kinuha mo inside the refrigerator, which is yung kinuha mo sa bottle. Okay? Okay, yan yung kinuha mo, no? Sa loob ng bottle. So, ibig sabihin, you have this rho o W, tapos V, absolute mo na lang, V, tapos CW, then delta T, okay, final minus initial, right? Tapos, over P times K. Okay? Tapos, yung gusto mong maging final temperature niya is yung temperature ng inside ng refrigerator. So, ibig sabihin, rho WV, CW. So, ibig sabihin yan yung tatayong T sub C, yung final. Tapos, yung temperature ni bottle, right? Over P times K. Okay? So, ngayon, ang mangyayari is that, okay, wait lang. Okay. So, mangyayari dyan is that, ano nga ba yung um, row ng water? 1,000 kilogram per, ano to? Cubic meters, right? Tama ba ako? Tapos yung volume niya is 1 liter. Yung 1 liter, convert natin. 1 liter is 1 liter, no? 0.001 cubic meters. Tapos yung C ng water is, ano nga ba yung C ng water? Ayan. Dami naman natin kailangang balikan. So yung C ng water is, nasa yun. Ayan. Specific heat ng water is 4,190 for 1 night. Kelvin. Tapos, yung T sub C is 5 degrees Celsius. So, di ba yung 5 degrees Celsius is daming values, no? So, 5 plus 273.15. So, this is 278.15 Kelvin. 5 degrees Celsius minus, ano nga ba yung temperature niya? It's 31 degrees Celsius. So, 31 plus 273.15. So, 304.15 Kelvin. Absolute mo. Divided by P, which is 135 watts or joules per second, no? Tapos yung coefficient of performance is 2.25. Okay, so ano magiging sagot? Ilan? 358.65 seconds. Minutes, no? Tama ba tayo? 1,000 times 0.001. Ilan kaya to? Baka mali tayo naman. 1,000 times 0.001. Wait lang. Ay, dozen. Oo, 12 sila lahat. E di, lagyan mo lang ng times 12. Pareho lang kasi ano yung mangyayari is kung 12 yung lahat, mag-a-add lang yung lahat. Kumbaga parang yung bawat isa may heat release. Parehas lang yung sa total heat release if 12 liters talaga siya. Make sense? Kasi linear yun. Oo. So, ano sagot? Kung may times 12. May times 12 dapat yan. Bali yung sagot, ito times 12 mo lang. Ano talagang answer? Ano sagot? Ilan? 4,303. Ganyan? Okay, seconds, no? Or mga siguro ano to? 1.20 hours. Wow, nasagutan natin. Nice. O, diba? Kinabahan ako, ikala ko di natin masasagutan. Okay, gets mo ba yung ginawa natin? Okay, so, kumbaga parang if you don't know what to do, kumbaga parang relax ka lang. Try mo lang siyang isa-isahin. I-analyze mo muna ano yung nangyayari. Take a deep breath. I-ano mo muna, analyze mo muna what is really happening sa problem. Like, okay, may bottle sa loob. The bottle is releasing heat, but the refrigerator, the inside of the refrigerator, hindi bumababa yung temperature niya. So, I cannot use calorimetry. Gets ba? Kasi, ano to eh, hindi siya yung parang regular lang eh, na mag-equilibrium lang sila. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, cold reservoir talaga, no, lalabas itong, yung inside ng refrigerator. So, pag nag-release siya ng heat, yan yung heat na kinukuha ng refrigerator doon sa mga object na nasa loob. Pero iba pa siya doon sa heat na i-release mismo ng refrigerator sa outside environment. So kumbaga, kung ito yung Q sub L, ito naman yung sa outside, this is Q sub, ano yan? Q sub H. Gets mo ba? Okay? So Q sub L, Q sub H. So kung alam mo na yung total na ni-release niya, so since gumagawa siya ng work done, right? work done per second, which is the power. So kung alam mo yung work done niya, total work done niya, okay, malalaman mo na rin ano yung total na heat na na-release at yung total na heat na nakuha niya doon sa mga object na nasa loob ng refrigerator. O, alam mo na yung total work done. Pag dinivide ko yun sa total time, makukuha ko na yung power. Makukuha ko na yung power. No? So, ibig sabihin, mangyayari lang yan is that yung power ngayon is equal to the work done divided by delta T. Where yung delta T is the total time. Total time. Okay, total time for work done W. Okay? So, yan. Okay, nice. Ay, nasagutan natin. Next is question number 9 na tayo. Question number 9. You make tea with 0.250 kilograms of 85 degrees Celsius water and let it cool to room temperature 20 degrees Celsius. Saan? Saan? Paano sa air? Dito sa previous example? Sa 9. Okay. Tingnan mo na nun. So you make tea with 0.150 kilograms at 85 degrees Celsius water and let it cool to room temperature. Ay, yes. Wait lang. Hello, balik tayo. Okay, ano ba 'to? Ito paano naman 'to? Mukhang mahirap na naman 'to, room to room temperature. So, meron kang T, try natin yung T. Tapos, mass M. So, yung mass is equals, 0.250 kilograms. Tapos yung temperature niya is initial 85 degrees Celsius. So, mangyayari parang mare-release yung heat sa environment mo. Okay, and gusto mo na yung final is mag-equal sa 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, 20 degrees Celsius. And calculate the entropy change of the water while it cools. Okay, ano daw yung entropy change? So remember, yung macroscopic way natin to calculate the change in entropy, kasi 'di ba dalawa yun? We have the macroscopic description and the microscopic description. So equal siya sa integral of dq over t. Okay, so dito is guaranteed na syempre, you have this decrease in temperature, so there will be a release in heat. Okay, so yung release ng heat niya is Q is equal to M C ng water, kasi water yung lumalamig dito, and then delta T. So that means this is MCW dt over T, no? So mangyayari is that MCW integral of dt over T. Okay, and then alam mo na yung initial temperature. The initial temperature is 85 degrees Celsius Or remember, always convert it to Kelvin. Pag kinonvert mo siya sa Kelvin, 85 plus 273.15. So that's 358.15 Kelvin. Tapos, gusto mo siyang maging 20 degrees Celsius. So 20 plus 273.15. So you have 293.15 Kelvin. So ilagay mo na yung integral. So CW ln of T 358.15 Kelvin, 293.15 Kelvin. Okay, so gawin mo MCW magiging ln of 293.15 Kelvin, tama ba? Over 358.15 Kelvin. Okay, so ngayon i-substitute mo na lang yung mass niya. Ang mass nung T is 0.250 kilogram. Yung C ng water is 14190, di ba? Joules per kilogram Kelvin. Tama ba ako ng unit? Okay, tama. Tapos, ln of 293.15 Kelvin over 358.15 Kelvin. Okay, so anong sagot? Anong sagot? Sige, ano kaya ang magiging sagot natin? Nag-negative siya, no? Okay, negative 209.78. Yan yung change in entropy. Okay, anong sagot? Ito ba, tama? Okay, so ang answer natin is negative 209.78 joules per Kelvin, right? Yan yung unit niya kasi cancel kilogram, so ang matitira na lang is, so tama, joules per Kelvin. So negative siya, so ibig sabihin nagkaroon ng decrease in entropy. Why? There is a decrease in entropy. There is a decrease in entropy. Bakit kaya? Why? Bakit kaya nag-decrease yung entropy? Oo. So, lumamig, ano nangyari sa thermal motion ng mga particles? Yes, nag-decrease yung total kinetic energy. No? So, dahil nag-decrease yung temperature, so therefore, there is a decrease, should be a decrease in entropy. Okay, kasi nga nag-decrease yung internal energy. Okay, so nagkaroon ng decrease in thermal motion, no? So, nagkaroon ng decrease in thermal motion. Okay, because there is a decrease in thermal motion. Okay? Gets ba? So, nagkaroon ng decrease in thermal motion. How about letter B? Sa letter B, sabi dito, the cooling process is essentially isothermal for the air in your kitchen. Bakit kaya isothermal siya? Kasi, masyadong malawak yung environment para magkaroon siya ng change in temperature. Gets? Kumbaga parang this teacup against the universe. No? So, like 'di ba wala or against the earth kumbaga. So parang essentially parang wala namang magiging pagbabago masyado 'di ba doon sa temperature ng environment, no? So or if yung cup lang na to yung nag-e-exist and the rest are air, wala nang iba, kung i-imaginein mo sa sobrang lawak ng air or ng environment, essentially hindi na magma-matter yung change in temperature ng environment. Hindi magma-matter, no? So masyado kasi siyang malawak. So calculate the change in entropy of the air while the tea cools, assuming that all the heat lost by the water goes into the air. Okay? So essentially isothermal pero syempre sabi nga natin, okay, again according to the second law, magkaroon muna tayo ng konting analysis, no? So according to the second law of thermodynamics, okay, the universe should always have an increase in entropy. Okay? So increase in entropy. So kumbaga parang syempre yung teacup nagkaroon siya ng decrease in entropy. Para ma-compensate yon, dapat magkaroon ng increase in entropy yung environment. Para pag pinag-add mo siya, change in entropy ng cup plus change in entropy ng environment. So if this is less than 0, this should be greater than to 0. So that this is guaranteed to be greater than to 0. Okay? So, para mag-increase talaga siya. So, ibig sabihin sa environment, we should expect an increase in entropy. Okay, we should expect an increase in entropy. No? Okay, so paano kaya natin siya? Okay. Ngayon, even though we assume na hindi magbabago yung temperature ng environment, still, ang lalabas pa rin, nag-increase yung entropy niya. Okay? So, ito siya. Yung delta S ng environment equals sa dq over T. And since we assume that there is no change in temperature in the environment, okay, the process is isothermal. Ibig sabihin na isothermal, temperature is constant. At kung constant siya, delta S environment is equal to, labas mo na yung temperature kasi nga, constant siya. So, ibig sabihin, pag in-integrate mo yan, magiging Q over T. Delta Q over T. At ano ba yung delta Q over T na yan? Ito siya actually. Na-calculate na natin kanina. MCW. Kasi if we assume, okay, also, we assume that all the heat lost by the water goes into the air, then yung delta Q should be equal to the Q. Yung na-calculate natin kanina, which is MCW delta T. Okay, so ibig sabihin, delta S of the environment is equal to MCW delta T over T. Okay, so ngayon yung environment, may sarili siyang temperature, right? Meron siyang room temperature. So ibig sabihin, if you manipulate this, MCW, and then, ito naman is, yung temperature ng environment, yan yung gusto mong maabot, right? Yung temperature ng environment, right? Tapos, yung temperature ng Tcap minus T0, tapos over mo sa T. Okay, gets ba? Okay, so yun yung nangyari. I may CW pa pala. Hindi, na ang liit. So, 0.250 kilograms, 14190 joules per kilogram Kelvin times yung temperature ng room is 20, which is 293.20 Kelvin. Tama ba? Yan ba yung kanin? 0.15. Minus 358.15 Kelvin. Over, again, 20 degrees Celsius yung room, 293.15 Kelvin. Anong answer? Negative? Ay, negative ba? Negative. Ay, dapat ito ay maging positive. Gagawin mo siyang positive kasi heat is absorbed by the environment. So, kumbaga parang lagyan mo to ng absolute. Gets ba? Because the heat was absorbed by the environment. Okay, so anong sagot? Kung absolute. Ganon din, pero gagawin mo lang positive. So, ang sagot ay okay, 232.6 joules per Kelvin kasi cancel kilogram ulit. At cancel lahat yung Kelvin. Okay, so that's it, no? Positive siya. Ngayon, if we calculate the change in entropy of the universe, change in entropy ni Cup, change in entropy ni environment, so si Cup ay merong negative 209.78. Negative 209.78 joules per Kelvin plus 232.6 joules per Kelvin. Anong sag? Or joules per kilogram. Kelvin tuloy. Kilogram. Okay, anong answer? Okay, 22 point 22 point ano siya? 209.78. So 22.82, no? Joules per kilogram. So ibig sabihin nagkaroon ng increase in entropy ng universe. Okay? Which is it follows from the second law of thermodynamics. Okay? So sagutan natin yung panghuli. Two moles of an ideal gas occupy a volume V. Okay, so 2 moles. Question number 10 tayo. Anyway, may tanong ka ba dito sa previous question? This question? Wala naman, okay. So question number 10, 2 moles of ideal gas occupy a volume V. So 2 moles siya. The gas expands isothermally and reversibly to a volume 3V. So nagkaroon ng expansion, naging 3 times V siya. Okay, is the velocity distribution changed by the isothermal expansion? Explain. Yung velocity distribution. Ano ba yung ano? Ano ba yung velocity distribution? Okay, so nagbago ba yung velocity distribution? Ano sa tingin mo? Kasi 'di ba parang meron tong mga particles, right? Remember isothermal to, isothermal. Same temperature siya. Ah, okay, so ibig sabihin ah okay. So dahil hindi siya nagbago, remember, the velocity distribution, since it is given by the Maxwell's Boltzmann distribution, right? Okay, given siya ng Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. So that means, well, sulat natin. F of t is equal to 4 pi m over 2 pi k times t raised to 3 over 2. And then v squared e raised to negative m times v squared over 2 times kt, right? So, since hindi nagbago nga, since isothermal, then, if the process is isothermal, then the temperature should not change. Explain daw yan, hindi yan explain natin, no? So then the temperature should not change. Okay, constant temperature. So T equals to constant. At dahil constant siya, that would give us the argument that V should be constant also. Hindi magbabago. Then, anong conclusion? The velocity distribution will not change. Okay, na sundan mo yung argument. Okay, sige. Ah, 30.28. Okay, kasi nga, yung f of t only depends only on t. Okay, kasi kung mapapansin mo, yung k constant yan. Okay, yung v, yan yung velocity nga. Tapos yung m is the mass of the system, no? O yung mass nung, ayoko magkamali. So yung m is the mass of the gas molecule, no? So ito yung molecular speed. Ito naman yung mass ng molecule. Okay, mass of a molecule. And then ito naman yung Boltzmann's constant. Okay? So, mangyayari is, bali, lumalabas na dependent lang siya sa temperature. Okay? And that's true. No? Dependent lang siya sa temperature. So, therefore, yung velocity distribution will not change. And we are confident to that, no? So, letter B, tayo. Sagutan natin siya. Madali lang naman. Calculate the change in entropy of the gas. Okay, so ang change in entropy is equal to, again, dq over t. No, dq over t. And since there's no change in temperature, nangyari lang naman, lumaki yung volume. So since, gawa muna tayo ng parang, scientific argument, ano dapat yung i-expect natin na result? So since there is an increase in volume, then there is an increase in possible positions, right, of the particles. For the particles. Therefore, there should be an increase in entropy. Okay? At syempre, dapat, kung increase in entropy, yung delta S dapat is greater than to 0. Okay, yan dapat yung i-expect natin na results, na result, no? Okay, so, and then, okay, gawin natin, delta S is equal to, lalabas mo lang yung T, no? Yan, sa dq. Okay, and integrate mo lang yan, magiging delta Q over T. Or simply, imbis sa delta Q, gawin mo lang na Q. Okay, over T. Okay, and paano mo hahanapin yung Q? So, yung Q dito is sa mangyayari, eto gawa tayo ng ng isa pang argument, no? Bakit hindi nag-increase or decrease yung temperature? So, wait lang may may tumatawag lang. Wait lang, wait. May tumatawag. Okay, balik tayo. Hello. Sorry, ano tagal. Okay, tara. Okay, so ulit, isothermal yung nangyari. And constant yung temperature, no? So siguro you might argue na, or we want to argue na hindi nagbago yung temperature kasi lumawak yung volume, pero may nangyari dapat para hindi nagbago yung temperature or para hindi magbago yung temperature. At ano yung nangyari? If nag-increase yung volume ng gas, ibig sabihin merong work done yung gas doon sa walls ng container. Tama ba? May work done. Ibig sabihin, the gas has work done on the walls of the container. Tama ba? Eh, ngayon, kung meron siyang work done, dapat nag-decrease yung internal energy niya. Kasi nga siya yung may work done dun sa walls. Pero hindi nangyari yon. Bakit? Kasi yung nag-compensate dito sa work done niya is yung heat release. Gets ba? Yan yung nag-compensate. Yung heat release. And remember, internal energy is only a function of temperature for an ideal gas. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, if there's no change in temperature, there is no change in temperature. Then, there is no change in internal energy. Right? And by the first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to Q minus W. Okay, and since zero to, so this means that Q is equal to W. Okay, pero ano ba yung W? W is P delta V. Right? So P delta V siya. No, that's the work done. No, and since isothermal process to, meron kang isothermal process, pwede mo sigurong gamitin yung PV is equal to nRT. Right? So, ibig sabihin, P now is equal to nRT over V. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, mangyayari ngayon, is that from this, magiging dQ is equal to PdV is nRT over V times dV. Nakasunod ka? Okay, pero yun pala, hindi pala dapat natin ito ginawa. Dapat nag-remain muna tayo dun sa integral. Kasi ito yung ilalagay natin. So magiging delta S is equal to 1 over T nRT over V dV. Okay, so magiging 1 over T nRT tapos dV over V. So cancel T, kaya magiging NR ln of V. Then remember yung limits ng integration natin. Initial volume, final volume. So initial volume is V, final volume is 3V. So ibig sabihin meron kang from V to 3V. Okay, kaya magiging NR ln of 3V over V. So cancel V, kaya matitira na lang is NR ln of 3. So ano yung change in entropy? So you have 2 moles. So ano ba yung gas constant? 8 point ano yan? 8 point. 8.314, right? Joules per mole Kelvin. Diba? Tapos ln of 3. Yes, joules. So, ano sagot? Cancel mole. O, di matitira na lang, joules per Kelvin ulit. So, what is delta S? What is delta S? Okay, 18.27 joules per Kelvin. Right? Okay, another one is, what if we use the microscopic definition? So, paano natin i-calculate yung entropy ng system? So, di ba meron kang S is equal to K ln of omega. No? So, ibig sabihin, dito is we have to have omega 1 and this is omega 2. Okay? Kaya, omega 1 and omega 2. So, if sa omega 1, ang number of states mo is omega. Okay, number of microstates, right? So, ito yung mga microstates. So, kung yung number of microstates mo is omega, ngayon, lumawak yung volume. So, ibig sabihin, dumoble. Ay, naging triple, no? So, naging triple siya. So, ibig sabihin, per particle, ibig sabihin kung meron kang number of microstates, so, ilan ba to? 2 moles siya, di ba? 2 moles. So, kung 2 moles siya, ibig sabihin, kung 2 moles to, ibig sabihin, 2 times the Avogadro's number, yung number of particles. Right? Okay, so, ngayon, ang gagawin mo is that, para ma-appreciate mo, ibig sabihin kung yung bawat particles, dot, until mapunta ka doon sa Avogadro's number, like Na, or like 2Na. Okay, so ito si particle 1. So, di ba, kumbaga, sa new volume, no, sa new volume, ang mangyayari lang is naging 3 right? So, paano ba to? Okay, naging 3. So, ibig sabihin, so meron 3 possible positions para sa particle na to. Naging triple din yung possible positions para sa kanya. And so on and so forth, right? Okay, so ibig sabihin, you have this 3 raised to 2Na. Right? Raised to 3Na. Tapos, para makuha mo yung total microstates sa bago, so omega 2 is equal to omega 1 times 3 raised to 2Na. Gets ba? No? So 2NA. So ibig sabihin, S1 is equal to K ln of omega 1. So ibig sabihin equal to sa K ln of omega. Tapos yung S2 is equal to K ln of omega 2. So equal to sa K ln of omega 1. Yung omega 1, pwede mo nang palitan ng omega yan. So ibig sabihin 3 magiging omega times 3 raised to 2NA siya. Yan yung ipapalit mo. Sabihin magkakaroon ka ng omega 3 raised to 2NA. Ngayon, ang gagawin mo, i-minus mo sila. So S2 delta S is equal to S2 minus S1. Okay, tapos K ln of omega 3 raised to 2NA minus K ln of omega. So ang gagawin mo is yung K then ln of omega 3 raised to 2NA over omega, right? Tapos makakancel, ano matitira? K ln of 3 raised to 2NA. Yung 2NA pwede mo na ibaba, di ba? So ibig sabihin magiging 2NA times K ln of 3. So Na times K is gas constant, right? Ln of 3. Ano ba yung gas constant? Yung gas constant is 8.314 joules per mole Kelvin times ln of 3. Okay, nice. So 18.27 joules per Kelvin. Nice. So ibig sabihin, nagamit natin yung macroscopic and microscopic definition at the same time. Okay, gets mo ba kung anong ginawa natin? Okay, sige. So, wait lang. Sige, so meet tayo ulit sa bukas. Okay, so sige. Wala ka na bang questions so far? Okay, sige. So, good night and thank you no, for another session. So, bukas ulit, bukas. Ah, hindi, wala pang bago kasi next topic na tayo susunod. Oo. Ano na tayo? Electrostatics. Oo. Sige. Okay, bukas 'yun. Okay, sige. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.